Welcome to Echoes of Footsteps on Dewy Grass, a tranquil audio story crafted to gently guide you towards peaceful sleep. If you find comfort in these calming narratives and wish to discover more stories designed for relaxation, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for a haven of soothing sounds. Before we step into the quiet meadow with Lila, we'll begin with a short breathing guidance to help you unwind and prepare for a restful journey. For those who prefer to drift directly into the story, chapter timestamps are conveniently located in the description below. Now, allow yourself to settle comfortably into your bed. Feel the gentle support of your mattress beneath you and let your body become heavy and relaxed. Adjust your pillows, soften your shoulders, and simply allow yourself to be present in this quiet moment. We'll be exploring the peaceful stillness of an early morning meadow, the soft whisper of dew-laden grass, and the delicate symphony of birdsong. All elements designed to ease you into a state of deep tranquility. Let the gentle rhythm of nature and my voice guide you towards restful slumber. Let's begin with a calming breath. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs like a gentle, cool breeze. Hold it for a moment, noticing the stillness within. Then exhale slowly and completely through your mouth, like releasing a soft sigh of relief. With each inhale, imagine drawing in the fresh, clean scent of a dewy meadow. With each exhale, release any tension or worries you may be holding. Visualize the soft green expanse of Willow Creek Meadow, the glistening dewdrops on the grass, and the rising sun casting a warm, gentle glow. If your thoughts wander, gently guide them back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nothing else you need to do but listen and allow the story to envelop you in its peaceful atmosphere. Feel the quiet rhythm of the meadow, the gentle echoes of footsteps on dewy grass. Let these soft sounds and tranquil images carry you away from the day's concerns and into a state of deep relaxation. Now let's begin our journey into Willow Creek Meadow, where the echoes of footsteps on dewy grass await to guide you into a serene and restful sleep. Chapter 1. The Awakening Meadow. The first hint of dawn was a subtle lightening of the deep indigo sky, a whisper of pearl along the eastern horizon. Lila stirred in her bed, the quiet stillness of the pre-dawn seeping through her open window. The air, still holding the cool breath of night, carried the faint, earthy scent of damp soil and awakening life. She stretched languidly, her muscles softening as she released the last vestiges of sleep. There was no rush, no urgent demand upon the quiet of this hour. Peace resided in the stillness, a palpable presence in the dim light. She rose and moved to the window, drawing back the curtains to greet the emerging day. Below, the village lay hushed, rooftops and gardens softened by the nascent light. In the distance, she could just make out the edge of Willow Creek Meadow, a darker expanse against the lightening sky. A lone owl hooted in the far woods, its call a final farewell to the night. Lila breathed deeply, the cool air invigorating and calming in equal measure. Dressing in soft layers, she felt a gentle anticipation stir within her. Her morning walk in the meadow was a ritual, a quiet communion with nature and a grounding for the day ahead. She laced up her worn boots, the familiar feel of the leather comforting and familiar. As she stepped outside, the world was steeped in a muted palette of grays and blues, soft and indistinct. The air was still, holding its breath before the sun's first touch. The path to the meadow was barely visible in the dim light, but Lila knew it by heart. Her footsteps were soft on the packed earth, barely disturbing the silence. The sounds of awakening life were beginning to emerge, a faint rustle in the hedgerow, the tentative chirp of a robin, the distant murmur of Willow Creek. Each sound was distinct and precious in the stillness. As she entered the meadow, the dew-laden grass brushed against her ankles, cool and soft against her skin. She inhaled deeply, the air now carrying the fresh green scent of dew-soaked vegetation, a fragrance both clean and invigorating. The grass underfoot was yielding and damp, each step leaving a faint, dark impression on the silvery surface. The world felt hushed, expectant, waiting for the full embrace of the sun. Walking further into the meadow, Lila paused, allowing the stillness to envelop her. She closed her eyes, focusing on the sensations around her, the cool dampness of the air, the soft touch of the grass, the delicate sounds of awakening nature. A gentle breeze stirred, rustling through the tall grasses and carrying with it the promise of warmth and light. She felt a sense of quiet joy, a deep connection to the tranquil beauty of this early morning hour. Opening her eyes, Lila noticed the first faint blush of color painting the eastern sky. Pale pink and soft gold began to bleed into the indigo, chasing away the darkness. The horizon shimmered with a gentle luminescence, promising the full radiance of sunrise. The meadow began to stir with the anticipation of light. Every blade of grass, every wildflower bud turned eastward, awaiting the sun's first kiss. The sounds of birdsong intensified, tentative chirps growing into a chorus of morning greetings. Robins, sparrows, and larks joined in a symphony of melodies, each voice distinct yet harmonizing with the others, a vibrant celebration of the dawn. Lila smiled, feeling a sense of peace and contentment settle within her, a gentle warmth spreading through her like the nascent sunlight over the meadow. This quiet awakening, this gentle unfolding of the day, was a balm to her soul. She continued her walk, her footsteps now leaving faint trails through the dewy grass, echoes of her presence in this tranquil space. The meadow was awakening around her, slowly, softly, unfolding its beauty in the gentle light of dawn. And Lila, in her quiet observation, felt a deep sense of belonging, a peaceful resonance with the rhythms of the natural world. Chapter 2. The Language of Birdsong. The sunrise deepened, the pale hues of pink and gold now vibrant strokes across the eastern canvas. The meadow was bathed in a soft golden light, each blade of grass, each wildflower petal illuminated with a gentle radiance. The air was warming, the cool dampness yielding to a gentle, embracing warmth. Lila continued her walk, now fully immersed in the awakening sounds of the meadow, a symphony of birdsong filling the air. She paused by a small pond nestled within the meadow, a still, reflective surface mirroring the sky and the surrounding grasses. The water was dark and cool, undisturbed except for the occasional ripple caused by an unseen insect. Dragonflies, their wings like delicate stained glass, began to flit over the surface, their iridescent bodies catching the sunlight. Lila watched them, mesmerized by their graceful, silent flight. The birdsong around the pond was particularly rich and varied. A robin trilled a cheerful melody from a nearby branch, its red breast puffed out in proud song. A warbler, hidden in the reeds at the pond's edge, sang a more complex, intricate tune, a cascade of delicate notes. A blackbird, perched atop a distant fence post, delivered a series of clear, resonant whistles, echoing across the meadow. Each song was distinct, yet they blended together in a harmonious chorus, a vibrant language of the meadow. Lila closed her eyes again, focusing solely on the auditory tapestry of birdsong. She tried to distinguish the different melodies, to discern the individual voices within the chorus. It was a language she didn't fully understand, yet she felt its meaning, its expression of life and joy, resonate deeply within her. The birdsong was a reminder of the constant, vibrant pulse of nature, a celebration of existence in its simplest and most beautiful form. Opening her eyes, Lila noticed the delicate ripples on the pond's surface, now reflecting not only the light, but also the overhanging branches of a willow tree. The breeze had strengthened slightly, causing the leaves to shimmer and rustle, adding another layer to the meadow's soundscape. The air was filled with the fresh green scent of morning dew and damp vegetation, now mingled with the subtle fragrance of wildflowers beginning to open in the warming sunlight. She knelt by the pond's edge, observing the miniature world within its still waters. Tiny water striders skated effortlessly across the surface, leaving faint trails in their wake. Small fish darted amongst the submerged reeds, their silver scales flashing in the sunlight. A lone water lily, its white petals pristine and unfolded, floated serenely in the center of the pond, a symbol of quiet beauty and peaceful resilience. Lila dipped her hand into the cool water, feeling its smooth, refreshing touch. The water was clear and clean, reflecting the blue of the sky and the green of the surrounding vegetation. She watched as tiny droplets clung to her skin, glistening like miniature jewels in the sunlight. The simple act of touching the water brought a sense of grounding, a direct connection to the natural world. As she continued her walk, the birdsong remained a constant companion, a gentle soundtrack to her morning journey. She felt a sense of lightness and peace, a quiet joy in simply being present in this beautiful meadow, listening to the language of birdsong, observing the delicate details of nature, and feeling the gentle warmth of the rising sun on her skin. The meadow, in its awakening vibrancy, offered a sense of renewal and tranquility, a peaceful balm for the soul. Chapter 3. A Gathering of Wildflowers. Lila's path now wound through a vibrant patch of wildflowers, a kaleidoscope of colors amidst the green expanse of the meadow. The sun was climbing higher, bathing the blossoms in warm golden light, intensifying their hues and releasing their fragrant perfumes. The air was sweet and floral, a delightful mix of scents that filled her senses and brought a smile to her face. She paused amidst the wildflowers, gently bending down to observe their intricate beauty up close. There were daisies with their cheerful white petals and bright yellow centers, swaying gently in the breeze. Clumps of purple clover, their delicate blossoms attracting busy bees, hummed with activity. Bright red poppies, their papery petals translucent in the sunlight, danced and fluttered like flames in the gentle air. Each flower, in its own unique way, contributed to the vibrant tapestry of the meadow. Lila noticed the delicate veins on the petals of a bluebell, tracing their intricate patterns with her finger. She felt the fuzzy texture of a dandelion stem, its golden head already beginning to turn into a puff of seeds, ready to be carried away by the wind. She admired the subtle variations in color within a single patch of lavender, from pale lilac to deep violet, each shade subtly distinct and yet harmonizing with the others. The wildflowers were a testament to the beauty of diversity, each unique and perfect in its own right. The bees buzzed busily around the clover and lavender, their furry bodies dusted with pollen, their wings a blur of motion. Butterflies, their wings patterned with intricate designs, flitted from blossom to blossom, sipping nectar with their delicate proboscis. Small beetles crawled along stems and petals, their iridescent shells gleaming in the sunlight. The wildflowers were not just beautiful to look at, but a bustling hub of life, a miniature ecosystem teeming with activity. Lila breathed deeply, inhaling the sweet fragrance of the wildflowers, a heady mix of floral perfumes that filled her lungs and calmed her mind. The air was warm and gentle, carrying the scent of pollen and sunshine, a fragrance that spoke of summer days and peaceful contentment. She felt a quiet joy in simply being present in this vibrant patch of wildflowers, surrounded by their beauty and the gentle hum of life. She gently touched the velvety petals of a poppy, feeling their delicate papery texture. She observed the intricate structure of a thistle, its sharp spines protecting a beautiful purple flower. She marveled at the resilience of a tiny wildflower growing in a crack in a stone, its delicate bloom a testament to the enduring power of life, even in the most unlikely places. Each wildflower held a story, a small wonder of nature waiting to be noticed and appreciated. As she continued her walk through the wildflowers, she felt a sense of gratitude for these simple beauties, these everyday miracles that often go unnoticed in the rush of daily life. The wildflowers, in their vibrant colors and delicate fragrances, offered a moment of pause, a reminder to slow down, to observe, and to appreciate the small wonders that surround us. Their gentle presence was a gift, a source of quiet joy and peaceful contemplation in the heart of the awakening meadow. Chapter 4. The Stillness of the Old Oak. The sun climbed further, now casting longer shadows across the meadow, stretching out from the ancient oak tree that marked Lila's favorite resting place. The oak stood tall and majestic, its gnarled branches reaching out like welcoming arms, its leaves rustling softly in the gentle breeze. It was an old tree, a silent witness to countless seasons, a symbol of strength and enduring peace in the heart of the meadow. Lila approached the oak, her footsteps softening as she reached its base. The ground beneath the tree was shaded and cool, a welcome respite from the warming sunlight. She leaned against the rough bark, feeling its solid, grounded presence against her back. The bark was deeply textured, tree marked with ridges and furrows that spoke of age and resilience, a living history etched into the wood. The oak exuded a sense of quiet strength, a comforting steadfastness in the ever-changing meadow. She sat at the base of the oak, stretching out her legs onto the soft grass. The meadow around her was now fully awake, buzzing with insect life and filled with the calls of birds and the gentle rustling of grasses. Butterflies danced in the sunlight, bees hummed amongst the wildflowers, and dragonflies zipped and hovered over the pond. Life pulsed around her, vibrant and energetic, yet beneath the ancient oak there was a sense of stillness, a tranquil island in the midst of activity. Closing her eyes, Lila listened to the sounds of the meadow, now filtered through the rustling leaves of the oak tree. The wind sighed gently through the branches, creating a soft, whispering sound, like the murmur of a secret language. The leaves rustled and swayed, their movements creating dappled patterns of sunlight and shadow on the grass around her. The sound of the wind through the oak's leaves was a constant soothing presence, a melody of peace and timelessness. She let her thoughts drift like clouds in a peaceful sky, allowing her mind to quieten and her body to relax. There was no need to think, no need to do, just simply to be present in this moment. Under the sheltering branches of the old oak, she felt a sense of release, a gentle letting go of any worries or concerns, allowing herself to sink into the tranquility of the meadow and the steadfast presence of the ancient tree. The sun warmed the air, its gentle rays filtering through the leaves, casting a dappled light on her face. The air was still and peaceful, carrying the faint scent of warm earth and sun-baked grasses. Lila felt a sense of deep contentment, a quiet joy in the simplicity of this moment, in the beauty of the meadow, and the comforting presence of the old oak. This simple routine, this daily communion with nature, was a source of profound peace and inner calm. Opening her eyes, Lila gazed out across the meadow, now bathed in the full light of morning. The colors were more vibrant, the shadows more defined. The meadow was alive with activity, yet beneath it all, there was still a sense of underlying tranquility, a peaceful rhythm that permeated every blade of grass, every wildflower bloom, every rustling leaf. And under the ancient oak, she found a quiet center, a place of stillness and peace within the heart of the vibrant meadow. Chapter 5. Returning with the Sunrise. The sun, now ascended into the clear morning sky, cast a warm, embracing glow across Willow Creek Meadow. The long shadows of early dawn had retreated, replaced by a bright, even illumination that painted every blade of grass and wildflower in vivid hues. The ancient oak stood bathed in sunlight, its leaves shimmering like 1,000 tiny mirrors reflecting the golden light. Lila, refreshed and filled with the meadow's tranquility, knew it was time to return to the village, carrying the peace of the morning within her. Standing from her place at the oak's base, she took a moment to stretch, feeling the gentle pull of her muscles and the invigorating warmth of the sun on her skin. The air, now fully warmed, carried a richer tapestry of scents than it had at dawn. The fragrance of sun-baked earth mingled with the sweet perfumes of blooming wildflowers, now fully open and vibrant in the light. A subtle hint of wood smoke drifted from the direction of the village, a gentle reminder of home and hearth. As Lila began her walk back, her footsteps on the now dry grass felt lighter, more buoyant than they had been in the dewy stillness of the early morning. The meadow pathway, clearly defined in the bright light, wound gently through the grasses and wildflowers, inviting her forward with its familiar curves and turns. She walked at a leisurely pace, savoring the last moments of her meadow immersion, allowing the tranquility to settle deeper within her before re-entering the rhythms of village life. She retraced her steps with a sense of peaceful familiarity, noticing how the meadow had subtly transformed in the hours since her arrival. The dewdrops, those tiny jewels of dawn, had completely vanished, absorbed by the sun and the awakening air. The grasses, once silvered with moisture, now swayed in a warm breeze, their green blades shimmering with a sun-drenched brilliance. The wildflowers, once demurely closed or partially opened, now displayed their full glory, their colors intensified, their fragrances more potent. The birdsong, while still present, had shifted its character. The tentative awakening melodies of dawn had given way to a more confident, energetic chorus, a vibrant symphony of daytime activity. Robins called cheerfully from branches, larks sang soaring songs high above, and a pair of doves cooed softly from the distant woods. The hum of insect life had also increased, a constant gentle buzz accompanying the birdsong, a testament to the meadow's awakening vitality. Lila paused by the patch of wildflowers she had admired earlier, allowing their beauty to wash over her one last time. The poppies seemed even more intensely red in the sunlight, their papery petals almost translucent, fluttering delicately in the breeze. The lavender patch hummed with the industrious activity of bees, their fuzzy bodies dusted with golden pollen. The daisies, with their cheerful white and yellow faces, seemed to smile in the warmth of the day. She felt a pang of gentle gratitude for these fleeting beauties, these ephemeral moments of natural artistry. As she walked further, the sounds of the village became more distinct, no longer just distant murmurs, but recognizable sounds of human activity. The rhythmic clang of a blacksmith's hammer, the cheerful calls of villagers greeting each other, the gentle lowing of cows in a nearby pasture. These sounds, once muted by distance, now filled the air with a comforting familiarity. The scent of wood smoke grew stronger, now mingled with the aroma of freshly baked bread, a delicious promise of breakfast awaiting her. The path began to slope gently upwards, leading her towards the edge of the meadow and the first houses of the village. She could now see the rooftops nestled amongst the trees, their warm terracotta tiles glowing in the morning sun. Gardens overflowing with vibrant flowers and ripening vegetables spilled over fences, adding splashes of color to the village edges. A sense of gentle anticipation grew within her as she approached the familiar sights and sounds of her home. Reaching the village edge, Lila stepped onto the cobbled path that wound between the houses. The air here was still filled with the scent of wildflowers, carried on the gentle breeze from the nearby meadow, a reminder of the tranquility she was bringing back with her. Villagers were beginning to stir, some sweeping doorsteps, others tending to their gardens, their movements unhurried and peaceful, in harmony with the gentle pace of village life. As she walked, she exchanged quiet greetings with her neighbors, a nod, a smile, a soft word, simple gestures of connection and community. These small interactions, imbued with the peacefulness she carried from the meadow, felt particularly meaningful, connecting her to the human rhythms of her village in a gentle, comforting way. She felt a sense of belonging, a quiet joy in being part of this tranquil community, nestled beside the beautiful meadow that nourished both body and soul. Turning onto the lane that led to her own cottage, Lila felt a deep sense of homecoming. Her small garden, bathed in morning sunlight, was already vibrant with color and life. Bees buzzed around the lavender bushes, birds flitted amongst the climbing roses, and the gentle murmur of Willow Creek, which flowed alongside her garden, provided a constant soothing soundtrack. She knew as she stepped through her garden gate that the tranquility of the meadow would remain with her throughout the day, a quiet strength and a peaceful center echoing in her heart like the soft sounds of footsteps on dewy grass. She was home, refreshed, grounded, and ready to embrace the day, carrying the meadow's gentle magic within her soul.